grab a knife and I stab it. I start stirring. Slowly at first, so none of that precious oil on the top oozes out over the side. Skippy would say, "You don't need to do that." And old Chip, who's always in a hurry, says, "Oh, just scoop it out and put it on the bread." But they can't fool me. I know that when I am done stirring, I am going to have the best tasting peanut butter ever. After that, 30 seconds later, I will have the most mouth-watering peanut butter sandwich ever. Now that doesn't take too long, does it? But for some reason, scientists found a reason to make individually wrapped slices of peanut butter. Yes, I've heard it on Good Morning America. I only have one question. Why? It doesn't take that long to make a peanut butter sandwich. And the cleanup? Put the lid back on and lick the knife. Just don't put it back in the drawer, put it in the dishwasher. After hearing about this great invention that's going to save the world from taking the lid off a jar, I started thinking about how fast-paced we've become. We want it, and we want it now. I was standing at the microwave one time at work, waiting my turn. The person who was using it said, "This is taking a long time." How long? 40 seconds! We had a laugh about that, thinking about the times before the microwave when our mothers would take something out of the freezer in the morning, hoping it would be thawed by dinner time. Sometimes it wasn't. Let's face it, we want things in a jiff. And sometimes we're willing to skip steps to get there. I was at Borders Books one day and saw a book called Instant Artist. Let's just skip learning. That's a really good idea. Old Skippy would love that. And I'm sure many of you have seen infomercials on TV where they promise that you can become an accomplished pianist or guitarist within 2 hours. Only Jip would be in that much of a hurry. The sad part is, when we hurry so much and skip those important steps, it can catch up with us. Several years ago, a friend of mine played in a bagpipe band, and she told me that they were looking for drummers. I thought, oh, that sounds fun. Sign me up. When I got there, though, I found out that the intention of my friend was actually to find drummers who wanted to learn the Highland style, not beginners. The instructor was none too thrilled. But when he found out I at least had some musical background and could read rhythm, he was a little happier. He showed me how to hold the sticks, gave me something to work on, sent me over to the corner so he could come over here and work with some real drummers. A little while later, he came over to check on me and said, "Wow, you're doing a good job. Why don't you come over, see what you can do?" That whole next month, I worked on those settings so hard. Forget the little exercises. I just worked on those settings. I wanted to play in that band. And I did get to. I played in that band for 4 years. I even was lead drummer the last year. After that, I moved. I found a band in that area. After 3 years of playing in that band, the lead drummer left. They brought in someone who was originally from Scotland. His style was so different. A little harder. The other 5 drummers had no trouble learning what he'd set before us. But me, I couldn't do it. One day after practice, 2 weeks before the competition, he said, "Karen, I know you're working hard, and you're doing much better than I thought you would, but you're struggling. And I know that if you get nervous, you're going to make mistakes. I can let you play the performances, but I have to cut you from the competition. You just lack the training and the technique of the other drummers." Crash. Using Skippy and Jip as a role model was definitely not a good idea. Not only that consequence happened, but also I missed the joy of learning. I remember when I was learning to play the piano, I started with book 1. Got through that, went on to book 2, then book 3, one book after the other. I felt an accomplishment with each book I finished. I even got a sticker. Wow. I missed all that with drumming. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, in the battle of Adams versus Skippy and Jim, Adams is the clear winner. It takes more work, and yes, it takes more time, but the results are so much better. It's the same with life. As we go through each journey, if we are willing to put in the time and do the work, we will find much greater joy and much richer rewards. That's okay.